It is clear that our Republican colleagues are not here because they were comfortable in taking money from that would be allocated for food stamps. They were comfortable in taking money that would be allocated for housing. And they were certainly comfortable in taking money that would be allocated in addressing health care to try to fund what is now providing the resources for the occupation that we are experiencing here in Minnesota. $175 billion that could have been provided for so many of our vulnerable communities now being utilized to create detention cells for Americans by ICE and Border Patrol. By shooting an American citizen, a mother, in the face, not once, but twice, but 3 times. By dragging a pregnant U.S. citizen on the floor for everyone to watch. And as Representative Aaron Cagle just sent me, staging 4 ICE trucks in front of Spring Lake High School as kids are being let out for their lunch break. Our Republican colleagues are not saying anything because they are comfortable for people to be terrorized in St. Cloud, Minnesota, where they represent, in Wilmer, Minnesota, where they represent, in Mankato, Minnesota, where they represent. And we've seen what has been happening in Rochester and in Rosemount. This is not just an occupation that is terrorizing people in Minnesota that live in Minneapolis and St. Paul, which they are comfortable with when the president says he's coming for retribution because they think it's Democrats who voted against the president that he's coming after. But it is all of Minnesota. When my constituents call for help, we don't ask them who they voted for, because that is what it means to be an elected U.S. representative. So it is appalling for our colleagues on the other side of the aisle to be okay for the president to carry out retribution here in Minnesota. It is appalling for our Republican colleagues to be okay for there to be cell detentions in ICE for American citizens. It is appalling for them to be okay for there to be checkpoints in American cities where people are asked for their papers. And it is appalling for Americans to have to carry their citizen papers only to be told they are not sure if those papers are correct. I don't want to curse, but those of us who escaped places like that, the one place where we thought we would never experience this is the U.S. goddamn States. And we should all be ashamed that it is the United States that is allowing for this to take place, and it is being forecasted and broadcasted to the rest of the world, where people are calling and saying, are you sure this is America? I am ashamed. And we must do everything that we can to bring back the America we all escaped into.